This is probably going to be random. So Mike and I started hanging out on the Rainwave IRC chat room last week channel. Not very well acquainted with using IRC, which is why I'm not sure what the correct terminology is. I've seen channel, I've seen room, not sure, whatever. We've been hanging out in there when it's long overdue because you know, this community is like totally exactly what we're about, and there's way cool people in there. You know, it's just really cool just to hang out and talk with them because, like I said before, just a whole bunch of common interests, really cool guys and gals, just cool overall. So check that out, the Rainwave IRC chat. It's #Rainwave is the channel / room. Again, I don't know. And it's IRC. Oh, wait. I'm not sure exactly what the server is, but I'll write it down here, well, so you'll figure it out. But yeah, we're hanging out in there now, and good times. This stuff is liquid crack. Okay, so it's this is Blue Energy. It's an energy drink made by Blue Sky. This is actually the version that's sweetened with stevia or Truvia, which is a brand of stevia. You probably can't read that, but this is awesome. The flavor is really good. I really like it. If you like energy drinks, check out Blue Energy, especially the non-zero calorie one. That's like double crack because it's got a ton of sugar in it too, and it's just like, whoa. Yeah, you probably don't want to see me when I've been drinking that. But this stuff is really good too. It's basically the same kick, except for, you know, 0 calories, none of the crazy sugars in it. And but yeah, good stuff. Blue Sky, Blue Energy. Check it out if you're a fan of energy drinks. Highly recommended in my book. What else to talk about? So I'm finally off of the plethora of projects I've been working on at work. Previously, I was doing work on 3 different projects at the same time, and in fact, my full time was committed to 2 of those, and the third one was basically, you know, I just kind of had to pick it up because nobody else was available to do what it was for. So I knocked out the first one of those 3 probably a month or 2 ago, so things got a little bit easier on me, but the other 2 had been ongoing for a long time. And in fact, one of them, the first one, I guess that was my highest priority, been working on that for a couple years, and it was just really getting old. But the awesome news is that I am now off that project. Yesterday, which was the 31st of May, was my last day on that project. So I'm no longer working on that. Now I'm currently only working on 1 project, which means that I should have plenty of time now, you know, fingers crossed, to spend working on Order of Tier stuff, on new music, on just anything really, videos, fun stuff. So we have a few extra things I think planned for, or at least I do, for some of my extra time. And hopefully we can get started on some of that stuff in the next week or 2. Currently, if you've been listening to the podcast, we are recording. We finished arranging, and we're now recording our Lady Gaga cover of Paparazzi. And it actually is coming out really, really cool. Not that I thought that it wouldn't, but I was surprised how good it actually is sounding once it's getting rendered, you know, with real instruments and not just played back through MIDI in Guitar Pro. So it's really cool. That's something to be excited about because I'm really excited about it. It's going to be very, very interesting and different. Very different than the original. I thought we were listening to the MIDI for some reason made me have some sort of impression that we were at least somewhat close to sounding to the original. No, no, not at all. It's completely different, completely, and in a good way. I like it. I like both songs. I really like the original. Like some of the podcast, I have no qualms saying that I really like that song. But I really like what ours is starting to sound like too. So definitely check out that. Check out some of the other stuff we got going. We have the, obviously all our videos, we have the podcasts. Come hang out with us in the Rainwave chat. So yeah, we got lots of stuff going on. And Mike and I are discussing a few ideas about a few new things that we may be doing. We may be doing periodic covers of popular music or more popular music than what Order of Tyr is at this point. And we may be doing some other covers. We've talked about doing some video game covers because, I mean, that's kind of where we are, sort of. We're doing sort of remix, sort of covers, sort of everything. But one thing we've been talking about and discussing and, kind of tossing around the idea is of doing just straight covers and not necessarily remixes either. Maybe have some sort of tinge of a remix in what we do, kind of give it our flavor, but more so like straight cover it. I guess a good example of what I'm thinking would be, and we may have talked about him before. In fact, my Jesus with Better Music reference was, or spiel was in reference to this guy, Carbohydro M. He does like guitar focused covers. I mean, they call them remixes, but and there are some remix aspects to it. He does, his own arranging of them, but it's pretty much just like a cover of songs from video games, but very, very good. I mean, the music is incredible, the arrangement's incredible, the guitar tones that he has are incredible, his production quality is very high, very good stuff. So check out him. All of his stuff's free. I think his website's carbohydrom.net, but he also has his music up on YouTube, and his username, I believe, is just carbohydrom. I'll try to put a link around for that because you should check him out. His music's really good. He's from France, I believe, which is kind of cool. So that's kind of something we're messing around with the idea of doing that. Maybe for playing live too later. We've got some things in the works, but we're not sure exactly where we're going right now because it's that's so far in the future and so much work to prepare for that kind of thing. So. Yeah, we got some good stuff in the works. This, I guess, is kind of like a clog update rolled in with a Trygil's tips, tricks, and talk too, because yeah, I'm trying to wrap up that last project. Like I was saying, I'm off of it now, but wrapping that up really sent me for a loop, and I think all of us right now, especially Mike and I, are kind of a little haywire because of doing this cover and work being intense, and or not just intense, but just sort of in a state of transition and flux right now, kind of between people working on certain projects and resources shifting around and things like that, and that always kind of upsets the balance of nature a little bit. So we'll say this is a 50% quadruple T and a 50% regular clog update. But one thing that I want to do soon in my show is, and I've alluded to this on the podcast, I believe, is to do a speed run of Super Mario Brothers, the original Super Mario Brothers on the NES. I'll probably do that with an emulator just so it would be easy to screen capture using like Fraps. Or actually, no, I found a free piece of software that does that. It's BB Video Capture. I'm not exactly sure what it's called. So the thing that I would like to do is do the speed run to Super Mario Brothers, but not just do it because that's kind of boring sometimes just to watch a speed run. And there's hundreds of those out there, probably thousands or hundreds of thousands or tens of thousands. But I kind of want to do it and do a commentary while I do it. Probably talk more about my first experience playing the game, which that's that's the first video game I ever played, was Super Mario Brothers on the NES, and that's something I haven't never talked about before. I've never really even reflected on it personally. It's just been, from then, you know, it's kind of been all video games for me. Well, not all video games, but I've been very intense into video games since then. And maybe I kind of try to tell the story of how I first came into contact with video games while I'm doing the speed run. So it may not be much of a speed run, but we'll see how it goes. So that's my intent. Maybe if I don't do that for next week's video, I will probably do it within 2 weeks, because that's something I want to do really soon, before I forget that I want to do it, because I have a habit of doing that. So this is the documented record of that's what I'm going to do very soon. I'll also have some more reviews, video game reviews. I want to do some music reviews too. But, you know, we got a lot of things in store. I'm going to give you an update. Wanted to give you a new Trygil's Tips, Tricks, and Talk. And hope you enjoy the update. And stick around. New podcasts coming, new videos, new all kinds of stuff, new music. We got a couple new songs in the works that we can't really talk about right now. Well, we're not going to really talk about right now. But it will be very exciting. And we got some other contacts that we're trying to make, and trying to hopefully forge some relationships with different entities and do some work for different entities, and it would be cool. So until next time, this is Jordan B. Sanders signing off from Trygil's Tips, Tricks, and Talk. Take it easy, guys and gals. Again, guys, gender generic.